Like your little wife's comment.
Ho.
Ho, ho, ho. Welcome to week 7. 7 in review. That's why I wore this. So, gentlemen, welcome
Lucky
in. We have
number
a
7.
star guest to my left, technically. Welcome,
Okay.
Jason.
I'm over here. I don't know if that's right or left.
I'm over here now. How are you, sir?
Thanks for having me. I'm doing okay, all things considered.
Absolutely. All right. Well, let's not waste any time and let me get to the slides. Let me share out my screen and we'll get started with this review. Let me know when you can see my screen.
It's coming up now.
Eric.
I'll see your email.
All right.
I got it.
Loading. Does it say loading? Do we have it?
Yeah, looks good. Look at all those pictures.
Look at Lamar jumping over those Tampa Bay Buccaneers like they're nothing. That was quite a game. Okay, first question is, Kevin, did you watch any games this weekend?
No.
God, you are the worst person in the world.
I want to.
What do you mean you want to? What are you busy helping your neighbors,
I don't
dum-dum?
have any channels.
Whatever, dude. Let's get into the first game before we discuss your channels. This would be you versus
Wait,
you.
you don't
This
have
is
a channel.
perfect. This is a perfect matchup. It's you versus Jason. You can both talk about your games.
Well, Jay, you did it again. You took down, you were the giant slayer. Just kidding. Let's see. I fell victim to Jay's powerhouse team. Took me down 97-93. It was a couple of close games this week. Okay, let's take a look at these scores. I got 27 from Josh Allen, which I was happy about. And then not a lot to write home about the rest of the way down. I only managed to get 93. Jay gets it done. Boy, Jaden Daniels, not sure what happened with that guy.
I'm sure Jason can talk about that because I'm sure he watched the games, but continue. Go ahead.
Kareem Hunt gets him 22.3, 23 from Njoku, and 28 from the Broncos. Well done, Jay. Takes it down, and it was kind of fun because we took it to Monday night, didn't we?
Yes, right?
Yeah. And I can't believe I barely beat this guy. Jaden Daniels went out on the first series of the game with a rib
he
injury.
did. Oh,
Even Taylor Swift fans know that happened. So this one was nothing to brag about. I was talking to Todd. I don't think we've ever had a score under 100 be the winning score like this. It is shameful,
it's
Kevin.
been my year, man.
I couldn't have done it without you, obviously. I got the Broncos D, and that was all I needed, really. Thursday night. But yeah, it was ugly.
Looking
I
at your
felt for sure
bench.
that you were going to beat me, and then all of a sudden you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
You're like, I'll show you a goal breaker. I've never been one sure in my life.
This guy can walk.
And it was you that got dumped out of the damn wheelchair.
Exactly.
Well, looking at our benches, we didn't leave too much meat on the bone, as it were, for
No.
Matt to finish up.
No, you guys did great. Yeah, and like Jay said, I mean, Jay, that pickup of Kareem Hunt, what did you do? Do you remember what you paid for him when you grabbed him off the wire?
It was pretty cheap. I know that.
That's what I thought. And I'm like, not only did you get him for cheap, but this is a guy, Kareem Hunt, that was really not on a team. No team wants him. He's a free agent. Kansas City, Pacheco goes down. They're like, hey, man, you're in. He is now one of the top scorers in running backs. It's like, how does Kansas City do that? It's insane.
Yeah, I don't know
that's
what happened
amazing.
there. I wasn't expecting that much. I thought, okay, maybe.
Yeah, well,
I'm pretty
he's...
thin. I'm waiting on CMC, so I'm pretty thin at running back.
Yeah.
Pretty desperate. And,
What about
he's been my
Devonta,
MVP,
Jay?
man.
Because they ended up winning. It looks like Philly.
Yeah, what happened
28-3.
with? I didn't see a lot of that game on the red zone. They didn't show a lot of because there wasn't a lot of action in that game. And once it was pretty much going that way. But did Devonta just not get tried? I saw AJ Brown with a long touchdown, but who got all the points? And I saw what's his nose, Jalen Hurts rushed. I think he pushed for one. But who scored the other ones in that game?
It
Did
was
you
all
see?
Saquon.
It was all Saquon. Okay, that's
All
kind
the
of what I
yards
thought.
and touchdowns were Saquon.
Yeah, pretty much all Saquon, which has got to just kill the Giants because I don't know if any of you guys watched the HBO special earlier this year that had it was all about the Giants and their offseason, basically, and who they were going to draft. And the whole discussion was between the GM and the owner about, do we let Saquon go? Do we put him on the market? Do we trade him? What are we going to do? And then they let him go to not only another team, but one in your own damn division. What the hell are you thinking? I'm sure that owner who wanted to keep him is looking at that GM like, motherfucker, we let him go. Why couldn't we make him work like Philly's making him work? But Philly's got a much better
I read
offensive
that
line.
About that quote, and to be honest with you, I know you love certain players. We all do. But if your team sucks, there's no point in holding on to a premium running back.
Yeah.
If the rest of your team sucks.
Yeah, he's
See if
definitely
you
going to
get something
cost
from him
you.
Or free up the money.
Yeah.
Emotionally, yeah, you love Saquon, but there's no point in writing a running back into the grave.
Yeah, especially if you ain't going to give him a line to run behind. Let's move on to the next one, Mr. Heath.
And by the way, Mr. Trump, not all of us can afford HBO.
So please.
Some of us didn't see
You know what? We'll have a whole show about what you can afford and what you choose to spend your money on, Dum Dum, because I'm quite sure you have Disney
Thank you
Plus.
for pointing out his elitist bullshit. We don't all have $12 a month.
That's right. That's right. Look at his weak flex. Okay.
If I had $12 a month, I'd be buying wholesale meth from Kevin. Look at him.
Gentlemen's four quarterlies, a team on the rise gets. She couldn't buy a win earlier in the year. Now she can't lose. You gotta love it. She ends up winning 142.6 to poor Joe's 120. She gets 23 from KW3. Not much from Kirk Cousins. Ouch, 7 points.
Big day that was used down,
London gets 18. That's not too bad. 19 from A.J. Brown.
Yeah.
And another 19 from the Bills. That was plenty. Poor Joe. Let's see what happened there. So Herbert at normal. Najee did okay. He has not been playing all that well.
No, he had one good day.
Not a bad score for him. Let's see. Jamar Chase, 17. And, Mark Andrews.
Mark Andrews, welcome back.
Finally, tight ends are scoring a little bit, but it wasn't enough. 120, and it looks like you highlighted Jared Goff for 22.8.
I just said that he would have done better than Justin Herbert, that's all.
Yeah, I understand. I don't know if you'd start him. Jay, what would you do with
Well, it's hard to
Jared
bench Goff.
Goff?
I mean,
That's what I agree.
it's hard to bench him.
I'm sure he benched him
Well,
because
that's a great
Minnesota's
quarterback.
defense has been
That
good this year, but that's not
Yeah.
enough reason. I'm with you. I still would have started him.
And the running backs do so well in Detroit, you just don't know how much is going to be left every week
Yeah, true.
for Goff. So he doesn't really run. So I get it. And Joe's always got a good team. He usually has some hard luck. He's having to start Antonio Gibson. That's not optimal.
No.
With ETN being hurt, but
Yeah, that's not good.
yeah, even with the Jared Goff, he's 6 more points than Herbert. It wouldn't have helped him.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't have swung it, but just wanted to point that out. Let's move on to the next one. We're looking at your daughter versus myself. Woo-hoo. Go, Kev.
God.
Yes.
Talk about a tale of two halves of a season. Before you can mark this with before the trade and after the trade.
Thank you,
this
Todd.
guy. Little prick gets it done again. I can't believe it. And we'll see here pretty soon on the standings what this has manifested into. It's sickening. 144.18 to Dallas Hurts 103. She ends up getting a little bit from Brian Thomas Jr. there, 22.1. 20 from Aaron Jones, and then 12 from the Broncos. I don't know why you're
Browns.
highlighting that.
Well,
Patrick
it was just the
Mahomes did
third.
not have-
It was just the third highest score. That's all. I was going for whatever was there.
And it's pronounced Browns.
Yeah. And then Patrick Mahomes, 10 points. I'm not sure Chris Collinsworth agrees with that score. Looking over at you, Baker Mayfield, what the heck's happening with this guy?
Baker the
Going
baby
off
maker.
The last 3 or 4 weeks, unbelievable. Derrick Henry, the fleecing continues of poor Todd. Derrick Henry gets it to, boy, what a trade.
RB1.
27.2 from him. Not a lot the rest of the way until we get to Cade Otton catching balls any more than this.
That's bad.
20, that's pretty good. Jameson Williams sucked it up for you. That's terrible. And not much the rest of the way down. Not a monster score. You got kind of lucky this week. Don't you agree, Jay?
Oh, absolutely. He's a luck box. He lucks out just about every week. A couple of thoughts on this one. One, Kev, do not despair on that trade totally. I'm thinking maybe when we get to Todd's game, I want to do a little bit deeper dive on that trade because
All right,
it's
sure.
fascinating.
Yeah.
All right.
And then Cade Otton looks like the wide receiver 1 in Tampa for the next month.
No shit. Yeah.
Something
See,
to go
now,
off.
Kev, what you missed on this one was both Evans and Godwin are out. They both went out on that same damn game. So Baker has lost his 2 biggest targets. So I'm hoping Cade sucks up a lot of that.
And that's why I snatched up Rashad White this morning.
Yep.
He's better in the passing game than he is in the run game.
Yep.
So hopefully there'll be some more balls going his way.
Matt, you love
But yeah.
Tampa Bay.
I want to take a little bit deeper dive into that trade because right now it looks like it's all Matt, and it's basically turned his shit season around, if we're being honest.
Absolutely.
But it's not as one-sided as it looks.
No, it's not. Let's wait till we get to it. In fact, we can get to it now because here's the family infight in between Todd
All right, let me
and
read
Sam.
the scores, and then Jay will turn to you for a little more analysis. Okay,
All right.
so it was a what is it, domestic violence happening over there in that house. Uncle Todd gets it done. Very nice score. 157.3 to poor Sam's 137. Let's see what happened. Saquon, as you mentioned, Jay, went off 28.7. Decent day from Metcalf. He's tough. He's always pretty good. Not a lot from Stroud, but you did get, look at that, 22.4 out of the kicker. Back half of this lineup, though, not very good when you got McConkey, who you love, I think just because of the name, and then Douglas and the Chargers all combining for just about 20 out of those 3. But looking over at Todd, he's got Geno Smith, who I think he picked up. That's my sloppy seconds that I think I'd cut. Gets him 21. Very nice. 20 from Josh Jacobs. There's part of that trade, which I'm sure you'll cover. Justin Jefferson, 21. Tank Bigsby, 25. The Eagles, 24. Holy hell, that's 100 points right there. Again, 157. Looking at the benches, not a ton. Jay, what do you think?
Yeah, that was a good week for Todd. He needed it. He's starting to come around a little bit. His team's been coming into shape. He's had a Brandon Ayuk problem all year, so that solved itself because he hasn't wanted to start him. But you're kind of stuck.
And he's hurt, right?
Yeah, he's out for the year now, so that problem took care of itself. Take Bisbee, I don't know if he can sustain it because he needs the right game script. But yeah, I love that guy. So onto this trade a little bit. So I find it so fascinating, and bear with me, let's just take a minute. But, so if you start off looking at Todd's draft as we stand here today, he got Justin Jefferson and then he got Derrick Henry in the second round. I mean, that's a phenomenal draft. If you look back on it.
Yep.
I mean, right there, that's a foundation. That's competing for a championship. You probably have top 3 scorers as a running back and wide receiver. But Todd's not going to sit on his hands. You know, he's looking to shoot the moon. He wants to win championships. So he kind of was playing a long game here. He got Nick Chubb for me. And then when he's looking at Matt, I know that Matt needed to win now. Matt was falling behind that division. In fact, it was you and Sam.
Yeah, and that division, exactly,
The wheels were kind of falling off for you somewhat.
Yep.
And then Matt just kind of zoomed past you guys. So Matt needed to win now. So in the short term, beautiful trade for Matt. But like I said, Todd's playing the long game, and he's counting on Tua coming back for
Tyreek.
Tyreek, of course. And then he wanted Jerome Ford so he could lock down with Chubb coming back, have the Chubb insurance. So as one-sided as this trade's been so far, Todd expected that it would be rough for a while, and he's loving what Kyle Pitts is doing. So this trade's not over yet.
No, far from over.
The more variance Todd has with the moving parts, he's got Chubb, he's got Tyreek, but the upside could be tremendous. He's looking at Caitlin's blueprint last year, where she had CeeDee Lamb and Tyreek, and that kind of carried her to a championship. If you could have 2 elite wide receivers, you have a leg up here. So we'll see if that pans out, if Tua could stay healthy. Todd expected the down, and it's killing him watching Derrick Henry. I mean, everybody loves Derrick Henry. And have him on your team, and then he's gone. It's like the beautiful ex-girlfriend. So it's you got Jacobs. He got a nice haul if it pays off. So
that's what I was going to say. Yeah. I mean, Josh Jacobs hasn't fallen on his face or anything. So he got a serviceable running back, and I agree. I was very tempted, which I should have done. Well, maybe. I did get an offer. I don't think we mentioned this before, but on that same day, I did get an offer from Maddie, straight up, wide receivers, Rashee Rice for Tyreek Hill. I was thinking, okay, I kind of got lucky so far with this before he got hurt. With Tyreek, with Rashee, he was number 1 at that time. And then, of course, you know what happened out for the season with that injury. But
wow, that's a tempting trade right there.
It was.
Then we could be laughing at Matt when the guy's out for the year. I don't laugh at him.
Exactly.
I'll laugh at Matt.
I'd be flailing.
I was just going to say.
Look at you right now. You're stuck starting Tyreek, and he's not there yet. But that's interesting. That'd be tempting. A lot of people would go for the name. And plus, with you, Rashee Rice is way younger than Tyreek, so...
Right. Yeah, and
a veteran who's,
in my mind, Jay,
decades ago.
Jay, you were absolutely right hitting on that I needed to win now based on how badly I was doing against both Kevin and Sam there in my division. And I there were a lot of different articles that were written, and I favored this one that said, hey, here's a couple of straightaway trades, like you said, the Rashee Rice for Tyreek Hill. And then there were some other package ones, and so that's when I looked. And when I sent one over to Todd, he at first rejected it, but then he called me like literally 5 minutes later and said, "Hey man, I didn't mean to reject that. Send it again. Let me think about it." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." I didn't know there was going to be any interest at all because I know Todd's a trader, but I didn't know he was interested. And I thought it was at the time certainly guys I wanted and guys he wanted, and they both turned out in different situations. I mean, Olave's hurt now. I've had some issues with that. But yeah, I mean, like you said, it's long from over to see. Well, we got to wait till the end of the season to see who did it benefit and how did we both end up, right? I mean, that'll be the tale of the.
Yeah, a
right.
good point with Olave. I forgot he was part of this.
Yeah,
I was happy to unload him, just like I was happy to unload him.
Yeah,
it seems like you got the best of Olave his rookie year, and it's just been downhill ever since.
Yeah. He just can't seem to stay healthy, and with
kind of got
Carr
stuck
out
with that hot potato.
Yeah, that didn't help. All right.
To me, the biggest surprise of this whole trade was that they were relatively fair offers, Matt. So good work there.
Screw you! I always make fair offers. Let's move on to your wife's stupid score.
Yeah, usually if it benefits both people, Matt wants no part of it.
Okay, this was a tough loss. Look at this score. 4 points. She was feeling very, very good all the way up until the end. Had a good day from Jalen Hurts. Look at Jamar Gibbs. She is loving that dude. 34 points. Maybe he's the new, who was it, Jay, that she was in love with? That tight end who got busted for old chicks.
Oh, yeah, Winslow. Kelly
Winslow. Yeah, maybe he's the new
the soldier.
An uncharacteristic large day from James Conner. I'm not high on that dude. I think I had him last year.
You're an idiot, that's why.
And then not a bunch the whole way down, although, let's see, she had Madison on the bench for 15.3, but looking at her running backs, they were both better than that.
Yeah.
Going over to Greg's side, who squeaked it out by 4 points. He gets almost exactly what he was supposed to get out of Jordan Love. But Joe Mixon, I did see those Joe Mixon highlights. He was going off. And then look at the sun god, Amon-Ra St. Brown, good for almost 30. George Pickens for 24.1. Cortland Sutton, no idea what happened there. Maybe he got hurt. I'm not sure. And then looking at the bench, I think the only thing he had was Sam McDonald. But again, Jordan Love did better. So they both did good on their starts. Looking here, Aaron Rodgers sucked, so she benched him. Just the Mattinson thing, maybe she could have got in for a flex for.
Yeah, she could have put that over Worthy, but that's a.
Yeah, right.
I wouldn't have done that either. I would have started Worthy over Madison. It slaps you in the face when it's on your damn bench. And
Tough game.
Yeah, these are both good teams. Greg's got a lot of good on his team, and Joe Mixon right now is the bonus for him. That guy's just going off.
Yeah.
And then George Pickens. I like when Collinsworth was right for once. He's like, Russ, just chuck it deep.
Yeah.
Just throw it deep for the Pickens. He started doing that, and he's gonna win those 50-50 balls.
Yep.
So that was nice. And then I heard Matt say you're an idiot because you don't like James Conner. I hate to side with Matt, but I love James Conner.
He's been solid for years. He's one of those guys that not flashy, no one talks about, but he's been very steady, Kevin. So anyway,
his only knock is he's gonna miss some games.
Yeah, he's always going to get injured here or there, but he brings it. That's for damn sure. Yeah, let's move on to the next one. We got Nick's Picks versus Uptown. Again, does anybody know what Uptown Borough at Toes means? Because I don't. Clemens, explain yourself.
So,
Kev could be trying to say something else. Who knows?
Maybe he just typed it wrong.
Well,
I don't know. I don't get it. Uptown Borough at Toes.
Kev was the
burritos, maybe. I don't know. An uptown burrito.
Now I want a burrito.
Burrito is a chimichanga.
So Kev was the hot team coming into this week. He had like 3, maybe 2 or 3 back-to-back wins, and we were all pulling for him to take down Nick, who is 7-0, I believe, at this point.
Yep.
Yeah, something's got to be done there.
When you got 44.44 coming from Lamar Jackson, 26 from Breece Hall.
28.
Man, and then you got 20. Just those 3 players, there's almost 100 points. Not a ton the rest of the way, but just those 3 really got him off to a big start. Trevor Lawrence, 17. Look at that, 44. He did fine. Going over to Kev's team, they just kind of fell off a little bit. Joe Burrow didn't produce as much. Bijan was okay, but Hubbard down, 0 from Debo. Single digits all the way down until you get to Javonte Williams, and then that Jets D comes too big for him with a minus 3.8. That's terrible.
Oh boy,
this is a tough one. Yeah, we got to do something about Nick. Who's going to get it done, boys?
I don't know.
It'd probably be Terry or somebody like that. Yeah, the big one there was Debo. That was a weird one. You don't see that too often. They thought he was fine, but he had some pneumonia, some respiratory problems.
Yeah.
I saw him in the sideline first quarter, and he had an oxygen mask on, and I thought that
that's
was
weird.
And then he just couldn't go. He ended up in the hospital. Dallas needs him to sit out this week. But with modern, with the medical access that these guys have, he should be fine. But yeah, that was kind of a gut punch, kind of like a CMC deal where everything was fine, and next thing you
Nope. You still there, Jason?
He said he got 0 points. He tried to go and he couldn't.
Yeah.
And,
Hey,
it's
Jason,
unfortunate for.
talk to me about what you think.
Probably would have been enough.
Jay, talk to me about what you think about Marvin Harrison Jr. He had a couple of big games there, I thought, and now not much.
Yeah.
What's going on with him, and why isn't he starting him? I mean, I would have thought he wouldn't have helped him, obviously, but I would have put him in the lineup. But tell me what you think about him.
The biggest problem is his quarterback sucks.
Okay,
Kyler
so
Murray
yeah,
sucks.
Kyler. I
Kyler
got
Murray
you.
has one trick, which is to extend the play, scramble around, and chuck it deep. And he's done that. He's actually targeted Marvin Harrison. I was reading something today about like 9 times, the throw it up for grabs because I'm getting pressured, scrambling around. But that's not a sustainable offense.
No.
Kyler's been like this for years where he's at his best when the play goes off the tracks and he's scrambling and running, taking off 50-yard runs.
I think it's good for teams who have Kyler, but if you got his wide receivers, yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
questionable.
Yeah, because he'll get you the rushing yards and touchdowns.
Yeah.
And the other problem is Harrison's young, and he's had it go well his whole life. So they showed him a little bit. I was watching a little bit of that Monday night where he's kind of taking plays off. He's frustrated.
Oh,
He's
shit.
not getting the targets.
Uh-oh.
So he'll have to mature there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think more than anything, his quarterback doesn't really throw on time too well.
Yeah. Okay, I was
So
just curious
he's
about
got
that
the
because I
route
know.
runner and talent, so
Yeah, I was just curious because, I mean, there was so much heat on that name, and with Kyler, you would think that'd be his go-to all the time. But like you said, if there's a problem with the connections and he's a young guy, I totally get that. Okay, that at least helps me there. Did you have anything else before we move on, or you want me to move on to the next one?
I'm done there.
All right, let's move on. Hey, standings. Here we go. Kev, walk us
All
through.
right, here we go. This is one of my favorite slides, actually, because we've had so much going on this season with, teams starting slow, getting hot. We'll cover you in a second, Matt, so let's do it. Brockway, we've got some separation there now. Uptown Borough still leads, even though he got the loss at 4-3. Those guys are Fs. Jay, I helped you out here. You are firmly in second place by 1 game, but it's still very early. Bringing up the rear is Tasty Waves and a cool buzz at 2 and 5.
And that's all Joe cares about. Joe don't care if he wins.
No.
As long as he's got tasty waves and a cool buzz.
That's all he needs.
He's fine. That's
Just
right.
fine. Maybe a young boy
Ogdenville.
from Craigslist. Be Chuck Deli.
Ogdenville.
Other than that, he's fine.
I almost hate to read this one. All right. Little Prick alone at the top
Hell
by
yeah.
2 games. He is at 5-2. Wing Leader 13 and Camp Krusty both at 3-4. Boy, talk about a difference there. I don't have anything to say. North and Haverbrook, again, Nick, undefeated, 7-0. Pretty impressive. Quarter so low in second with 5-2. And Terry's got, she's got to continue her winning ways. She does have 2 wins back to back, but she needs to keep going there. Springfield, Malibu Stacy's. This division is an embarrassment. 3-4, tied for second, for first, losing records, and poor Todd's the one who got burned. Remember a few years back by Don having a losing season and getting in. He's going to lean on that maybe a little bit this year. Dallas Hurts, even though she's at 2-5, she is 1 game out of first.
Yeah.
insane.
And I've said it before, having divisions in the fast football is stupid. But the way we do it, with 2 teams from every division of the playoffs, it keeps more people into it deeper into the year. If we just had the straight 1 through 12, Terry would be in a world of hurt. She's still struggling of all the people, but she's only got to climb over one person, which looks like Greg. We got to deal with Nick somehow here.
Yeah.
But then even like Todd and Kat, Todd was able to gamble with the future to the future because he was able to hang around. And he's actually, you're right, tied for first. That is shameful, Kevin.
Yeah.
But and then Caitlin, she's having a bad year. She's only 1 game out of the playoffs. So I like it that it keeps 4 people involved.
Yeah.
Somebody like me who's kind of waiting on CMC, got a gut punch that didn't see coming. I can hang around until I get my guy. Hopefully I do. So that it keeps 4 people into it. It gives you hope longer. So I do like that about it.
Yeah, like you say, Jay, I mean, if it was a straight up, 1 to 12, those ones at the bottom, I'm not saying they would quit, but I'm just saying they might not be as interested in even
yeah,
playing
it's over.
or
Yeah,
doing anything
yeah.
because they're like, shit, I can't catch up. Look at how many games behind I am, and I would have to make this all up. I mean, we get to a certain point in the league, and a certain point in the year, and they'd be like, well, screw it, I'm out. There's no way I can statistically even come back from the game. So this, at least, like you said, keeps everybody involved for the most part. Now, there's a little bit of disparity there in that North Haverbrook where you have some really high teams and one really low team. But beyond that, like you said, it keeps everybody involved. And hey, I'm only a couple of games back. All it takes is a couple of good weeks for me, and I'm back in this. So,
well, boys, look at the right half of this page. Even if we split it down the middle, let's say, and Ogdenville and Springfield were one division, that's exactly how it would look. Little Creek would be on top, and then you got 4 teams at 3 and 4. Todd and Malibu would be stressed beyond belief, but they're tied for first.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's killing me seeing Matt on top. I'm pretty sure I remember correctly. Weren't Sam and Kevin like 3-0, and Matt was like 0-2, 1-3?
Yeah. I was in real trouble.
We could have buried him.
Yeah, I was in real trouble. That's why it was time for Matt to go for a big trade, because I thought, this isn't going to get done with one. I mean, I was hoping for any kind of trade, specifically more for the Tyreek thing than anything else. But I thought, you know what? If I really want to do something, how about do a big one? I've never done. It's been rare that very rare that I've done a big trade where I've let go more than a few people that I really liked.
Yeah.
But I thought that's the way it happens, right? Let's take a chance and let's see what happens. And it could have gone horribly for me. You just don't know.
It sucks that it benefited you, but
How
this
dare
does
you.
prove, I think, that trading could save your season if you're smart about it. Make a good
Get
one.
me involved, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, let's move on to the next one.
If your Todd's case, you'll trade one too many trades and
He is a little bit trade happy.
Man, he's got it in his blood.
He's like a fiend, exactly. He needs that to jack in. He's like, that's the action for Todd is the trades. It's like, let's get something moving.
Todd's all gas, right? No breaks. He's like, oh, I robbed a bank, and now they want me for bill money. Now I got to go rob another bank to pay my goddamn bill money.
Exactly. It just keeps going. All right, let me walk us through this one. So again, like we said, high score, Nick's picks, no surprise there. Bottom of the pile,
Matt,
Camp Krusty.
Matt.
What?
Let's let Jay read this one.
Go for it, Jay.
Oh, thank you. Okay, I wasn't listening to Matt, so I don't know where he left off. So I'm going to start over.
Start over.
Daydreaming, to be honest with you. High score, Nick. Like I said, something's got to be done with Nick. And you know what? 158, that's not all that impressive. High score for the week.
It should be not all that impressive.
One or two people. In fact, I believe I lost this year, scoring 160 something.
Yeah.
Right.
And then it says Camp Krusty is a bottom. We already knew that. So it looks like he was a bottom for some Jason Devlin guy. So that, I don't mind that every once in a while. And then bragging rights. Little Prick blew somebody, so good job, Matt.
How dare you?
We knew that.
Right? Yeah. I don't need that I get that on the Yahoo feed. Poor Malibu Stacy's with a bad beat. 4.18 points. That's pretty close.
Yeah.
Oh, there's me. Says I was lucky that I got to have Kevin as a bottom. Said that would have the only team I would have beaten. I mean, really, like I said, it's the only time a team under 100 has ever won that I know of.
Yeah.
It says Don would have beat just about anybody else.
Yeah. That's rough.
Kevin's starting to wonder if he could see the future. He had 100% accuracy, which means all his players are injured or on bye. So he gets nobody's going to give him credit for that.
True.
Good job starting guys with 2 legs, Kevin.
I don't have many of them.
And then those guys are fags, which, in case anybody's wondering, I'm not a homophobe. That's the Jeff Spicoli line from
Yes,
From a movie. Context.
Hey, what about your competitors out there? Those guys are fags.
Exactly.
Where'd you get that jacket?
The network gave it to me.
There. But yeah, defense. I banned up on defense. I stuffed Kevin at the goal line. I used the Broncos there, and then Todd snatched up the Eagles, and they were sacking Daniel Jones every time he turned around in that game.
Yeah.
Good job playing the waiver wire. It's impressive that he won the waiver wire when he doesn't have any money.
I know, right? He's at zero.
Shopping at the bargain bin.
Right. Speaking of the waiver wire, let's move to that and see what action was out there today. I think you'll see Todd represented very well, as usual, on the waiver wire.
You get a Todd bargain bin. It's $0 for Rashad White.
Yep. So as you said, you snagged Rashard White 31. I was not willing to go that high. I only went with 11. Didn't get it, and it looks like Todd's out there with a $0 bid. Kevin, any comments on that one?
Well, I'm looking at this sheet and the dollar amounts. This looks like my ledger back when I was a male prostitute. Not very impressive.
Who paid you $31? Was that me?
This week. That's right.
Exactly. And then you got Nick's picks. The winners keep winning. He grabs Romeo Dobbs with a big $25 in. Beats out Terry's $12 bid, my $3 bid, and Uncle Todd's $0 bid.
$3.
And on the Rashad White, I was thinking about going back and lowering that bid. I feel dirty paying 31 for Rashad White, but desperate times. Much like when I paid Kevin, I was a desperate man.
Yeah.
Exactly. And again, we see Kevin Heath not represented at all on this one. He's totally happy with his team. His team is set.
I just need the medications to start working on my players. That's all I need.
Exactly. Let's move on to, I think that's the last slide. So let me go to, let's go to the scoreboard for next week, and we can talk about any games, any matchups you want to talk about, and we can blow them up and look at the things if you want to. How about we pick a game or two here? What do you think, Jay? You name me if you want to talk about any of these, or I'll go down further.
Kevin's game had caught my eye. I'm trying to remember why. Where's he at here?
Let me go down to Kev's.
What about Nick's picks going against Sam, who was a tough team? I still think she is.
All right, we'll do that one first, and then we'll do Kevin, and then we'll do yours next.
Let's do that. Nick's picks with Sam. We're all rooting for Sam, I think. Nobody likes 7-0.
No,
Yep.
So we'll see. Who's Lamar going up against?
Look at that.
Cleveland. Shit, he plays Cleveland, who's not been great, but maybe Myles Garrett will get to Jackson. I don't know, man.
Projections here, yeah.
Well, so they got starting lineups in, and it's a close game. Look at that, 136 to 134. You never know.
Saquon should have a day at Cincinnati, right, Jay? That should be a pretty good day for him.
Yeah.
And she gets Kyron Williams back. Of course, Minnesota had been playing good, I would say, up until they played Detroit, who they lost too big, but we'll see how that goes.
That's a nice running back tandem she's got there with Williams and Burke.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we'll see with Williams because, like I said, they got Detroit tomorrow night. There may not be a favorable run script there. It might be one of those Matt Stafford throws 30 times to Cooper Kupp situations.
Yeah.
Which would be fine with me.
Look at that average, guys, from Lamar Jackson.
That's insane.
Yeah, he's definitely been the MVP of the
He's number one, yeah.
quarterbacks in the league this year.
Jeez Louise. Okay, let's see. What's another one? Let's look at
Jay mentioned he wanted to look at your game for a reason.
Anyway, I'm picking Sam on that one. I think Sam.
Yeah.
We all want Sam.
This one, I thought it was going to be closer. Why was I interested in this one?
115?
I don't know. 115, yeah, you suck.
But it still shows the other team players.
Oh, this is weird. So, sometimes stupid ESPN does this. Let me refresh.
I don't even need to see the players. Looks like Greg's going to stomp Kevin good. The free fall continues for Kevin.
No, it still shows him. What the hell? God damn it. I don't know why. I don't know why it still shows this. Let me close it down and we'll try.
Are you using a Hewlett Packard computer, dude?
No, this is a Chromebook. This is a crappy Chromebook. Hold on.
Oh, no, not your search history. Better not start popping up.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. We don't want that.
No, that would you don't want to see what goes into that.
Nambla.
Dare you.
Robert Kraft, hidden massage room Kevin.
Robert Kraft.
Powerbottom.com. What is that?
Oh, what does that mean, Kevin?
All right, come on. Okay. There we go. That looks more like the game, right? There we go.
Yeah, there it is.
All right. About time, ESPN. Go ahead. Take us through it, Jason. What intrigued you about this one?
Yeah. What
I don't know. I must have been thinking of something else. I'm more close to Kevin. I'm looking at this lineup, and I'm thinking, okay, Josh Allen, and then a bunch of scrubs. To be honest.
Don't worry. Give me time. I'll fix this. Don't worry.
Yeah, no. It looks like ESPN's projections are right. I'm not sure why this one caught my eye, but
maybe because a quarter so has almost all the check marks.
Yeah, unfortunately, it looks like bad news for Terry. It looks like Greg's going to win another one. Sorry, Kevin.
That's
I
all
can't
right.
sugarcoat this.
That's all right.
We're almost done.
What about Jay's game coming up?
Well, we're getting close to ending this, so I don't want to end it on just the games.
Oh, all right, that's fine.
Let's end it on our beautiful faces. So, we will do that. So thank you, Jason, for joining us. And I don't see why we can't make this a regular thing. If you want to join, we would love to have you.
Nothing else going on.
As long as we check your schedule, make sure it works with you, obviously. If that works, we can do that. And if Kevin's not digging for Geraldo or digging for Capone's vault like Geraldo, we're still digging when I was looking for him this morning. Where were you, boy?
In bed.
In bed?
Somebody's got to work.
Just kidding. Yeah, working. What do you want?
I know you work the
responded.
crazy hours because you're overseas and stuff, right? Not
Yeah,
literally.
Exactly. I was up late last night.
Yeah, I hear you're doing a lot of work with the Koreans, huh?
They don't play well.
They don't play well with
You
you.
doing for Trump, or what is that?
So hey, here, let's turn political. It's coming up,
Oh,
boys. Less than 2 weeks. Who's gonna win this thing?
I got no
I'm
idea.
tired of it. At this point,
Yeah, I'm with you. I wish I could
over.
just fast forward and get it over with one way or the other, and then let's see when the dust settles what it is.
So, if I understand correctly, it's Arnold Palmer's penis versus the late great Hannibal
Apparently,
Lecter.
it's
Is that
that
huge.
what it comes down to?
I didn't
That
know
was
that.
odd, Matthew. That was odd.
I did not know that. I was unaware of Arnold Palmer's unit.
Oh, Trump was in Latrobe, Pennsylvania, of all places, home of Arnold Palmer, and he couldn't stop gushing about it.
Yeah, you gotta go see that, man. It is strange.
Oh man,
Actually, yeah, I can't wait to go see it. Of course, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Latrobe is where Rolling Rock came from, which is
Yes.
all that I need to have.
and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
That's
They
our
still train there.
training facility. Yep, at St. Vincent's College. We still do it there. I would like to get out there one of these years. I've talked about it, but
Did they train this season?
yeah, they did, jerkwater. Of course they did. That's where Russ hurt himself pushing a goddamn sled. The man's 40 years old. Why you got him pushing a sled, Tomlin? Don't do that.
You know that's Russ. If there's a camera on, he's got to be doing something.
Hey, man, he's cooking. I hope he cooks again this week. That was beautiful watching. And screw all those people that said, oh, I dare you, he's going to be horrible. It just took him a little while to get ready, and then once he started doing the moon ball, it was working.
You know,
Hey,
as much
Jay.
as I hate the Steelers, I enjoyed watching them put the Aaron Rodgers face on Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, yeah,
That
he
guy's
was
something
not
else.
happy about anything. Aaron Rodgers was not having a fun time, nor was Devontae Adams. You see him have to tackle on that interception to save a touchdown? Superman did. He went fully vertical and grabbed him.
It's funny to watch because like Aaron Rodgers wants the cameras to know every play.
Yeah.
It's my fault. It's like, come on, dude, maybe build your guys up.
Yeah,
a little.
dude,
They're
it's
walking
like-
on eggshells around you.
Don't be blaming people. I don't like
Such a
people that it's like you're supposed to take that on. Oh crap, it ended. Oh well, shit. Okay, well that ended. How do I stop this?